For the Green Nation that is still trying to digest what happened in Texas, the news today brings a mixture of harsh reality with a sign of hope coming from where it was least expected. The Philadelphia Eagles gave us a Sunday with two faces, one of those days that tests the sanity of any passionate fan and puts the maturity of a championship roster to the test. What we saw at AT&T Stadium was not just a loss on the scoreboard, it was a reality check on how complacency can be fatal in the NFL. The scenario seemed drawn up by the football god, the defending Super Bowl champion, playing in the house of their biggest rival, opening up a lead that seemed definitive and silencing the Dallas Cowboys crowd. But the sport is ruthless, and when you take your foot off the gas pedal against a desperate team, the price to be paid is usually high. Let's get straight to the painful point so we can then understand what this means for the future. The Eagles entered Week 12 with a golden chance to notch a fifth straight win and sweep America's team for the season. And during the first 30 minutes of the game, the massacre was real. The scoreboard showed a commanding 21-0 for Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts was precise, the offense was flowing, and the defense seemed insurmountable. The feeling was that the NFC East Division title was being wrapped up as a gift right there. However, football is a game of two halves. What was seen in the second half was an unexplained blackout. The Dallas Cowboys, led by Dak Prescott, not only got back into the game, they scored 24 unanswered points. The Eagles' offense stagnated, the protection crumbled, and the team suffered a humiliating comeback, allowing a sure victory to slip through their fingers. It is exactly in these moments of collapse, when the dust settles and heads cool down in the locker room, that the true character of a team is revealed. And the focus of our attention today turns to a figure who has been the subject of much speculation, A.J. Brown. Throughout the season, we have heard hallway whisper, rumors that the star wide receiver was not happy in Philadelphia, that his role in the offense did not satisfy him. A dramatic loss like this, where the offense disappeared in the second half, would be the perfect opportunity for a disgruntled player to go to the microphones and create a crisis, point fingers, or complain about a lack of targets. The media was ready for that headline. But A.J. Brown chose a path that could be the difference maker for our final stretch. Instead of controversy, Brown delivered leadership. When asked about the feeling after letting a 21-point lead slip away, he was the voice of reason. "Absolutely, we are all human, and we are all trying to put our best foot forward," he said. "It is a game of inches out there, and they get paid as well. But during the week, we are definitely addressing those things and having those conversations. This stance is crucial. By acknowledging that it is a game of inches, he validates the opponent's effort without absolving the Eagles of responsibility, confirming that the tough conversations are happening internally, away from the spotlight. Even more important was his response regarding how the group would react to this emotional blow. Brown was emphatic, not too worried about it as a group. "Obviously, there are things we want to get better with, but overall, as a group, you are not worried about it because we have men in this room who want to be better, want to put it on themselves." When your main offensive star calls the roster men who want to put the responsibility on themselves, he shields the locker room against external panic. He reaffirms that the winning culture of the current champion is still alive, even after an ugly stumble. And this mentality needs to be activated immediately because the NFL gives no time for mourning. We have a short week ahead. The Eagles return to the field this very Friday, right after Thanksgiving, to face the Chicago Bears. And be careful, the Bears are not the same team from the start of the season. They are red hot, coming off 4 straight wins. Facing a team on the rise with little rest time and coming off a physical and mental drain against the Cowboys will be a brutal endurance test. It will be necessary to flip the switch from frustration to motivation in a matter of days. Looking at the macro panorama, the situation is still favorable, but demands attention. Despite the loss, the Philadelphia Eagles boast a record of 8 wins and 3 losses, maintaining a comfortable lead in the NFC East. The Cowboys' reaction, although impressive on Sunday, sounds like too little, too late to threaten the division title. The cushion we built throughout the first half of the season allows for this stumble without the sky falling on our head. The path to the playoffs and the division title remains open and depends only on us. The final schedule of the 2025 campaign holds a mix of tough battles and must-win games. After the Bears on Friday, we will have heavy duels against the Los Angeles Chargers in Week 14 and the Buffalo Bills in Week 17, games that will have a postseason atmosphere. On the other hand, we will face the Las Vegas Raiders and have two matchups against the Washington Commanders. Theoretically, these are the games to secure the necessary win, close out the division and punch the ticket to the playoff. The final takeaway from today's news is a warning. The talent to open up a 21-0 lead is there. That is undeniable. But the consistency to close out games disappeared in Texas. A.J. Brown's leadership gives us hope that the locker room is united and focused on fixing mistakes, not looking for scapegoats. The team has talent, has the record, and has leadership, but it needs to prove on Friday that it has the resilience of a champion. Now I want to throw the ball to you. After seeing such a massive collapse in the second half, do you trust that the team has the psychology to step onto the field on Friday and beat the Chicago Bears? Or do you think this loss to the Cowboys could start a crisis of confidence in the final stretch of the season? And regarding A.J. Brown, did his stance convince you that the rumors of dissatisfaction were lies, or do you still have doubts? Leave your honest opinion in the comment. Let's debate the future of our season.